Hello guys, so in this video we'll see how we can send data from our child component to our parent component. In this video you can see our welcome component is a class component and this is acting as a child component, where app component is a parent component, this is a functional component, and inside the app component we are using welcome component. There we can pass the parameter called name as a properties, and this parameter we are accepting inside our welcome component as a like input data for this component. Okay, so in this way we are passing data from our parent component, this is the app component, parent component, to our child component. So we are sending the name value here, right? Similarly, we want to send some data from our child component to parent component. It is very similar in functional component also. So just let me discuss in class component, like how we can communicate through the class component. So to do this, what we need to do first, suppose I want to pass some data from our child component to parent component. So let me create a button inside our child component. So on click on the button, I will send some data to our parent component. So button, so in the button let me give the name send message or send data, whatever. So send message. So what I want to do, I want to send some data whenever I will click on this button. So now let me add a event inside this button. So let me add on click. So on click on this button, I want to send the data. So inside this on click, I have to create an event. I have to create a method. Let me create a method. So this is a class component, so I no need to give any const or var. So I simply create the method. So I want to create one method. This is the send message, and which will send message. Okay, which will, like, we can use like this way also. Okay, we can create this like this way. So we no need to bind inside our class component. We simply create a method like arrow method, and we can simply use this like this way. This dot, we can use it here, this dot send message. Okay, so inside this send message, what I can do, I want to send our data to our parent component. Okay, so there is no method available, by which we can communicate between these two components, right? So to do this, what I need to do, I need to pass one function from our parent component to child component. So let me create a method, like let me send a properties. So what I want to do, I want to send one more properties from our child parent component to child component, that is called on reply or anything, whatever you want to give the name. I am giving name this on reply. So on reply, inside on reply, I have to pass a function or method, you can say. Let me create a function. This is a get message, which will access the data which is coming from our child component. Okay, so this get message should have a parameter. Okay, so let me give a parameter called e or anything, you can say the data also. So let me give one parameter called data, and let me console it here also, console dot log, this is the data. Okay, now I want to pass this method or pass this function as a value of this on reply properties. Okay, now these properties should be available inside our child component, right? So we can access it like this way, this dot props. So this props should have on reply method, and inside this on reply method we can pass our data, whatever the data I want to send. So let me send a object. Inside the object, I want to send a data is called I am from child component, child child, I am from child. Okay, so child component. Okay, let me give it like this way. Now you can see so when we are clicking on this button, okay, I am calling this method, and inside this method I am accessing the properties which is coming from our parent component, right, on reply. So whenever I will send the data through on reply, it will trigger this get message, and inside this get message I can access this data, and there I am just consoling the whatever the data we are sending from the child component to our parent component. Now let me just click on the button and let me see the console is coming correctly or not. See, inside this child component I am sending the data is called I am from child component, right? So let me click on the button and I can see the data is coming inside our app.jsx. App.jsx line number 4. Line number 4 is the app component. So this is our parent component. Inside this parent component I can see the data is coming. Okay, so this way we can communicate from our child component to parent component. Like we can send the data from child component to our parent component.